Construction of new shelters for victims of domestic violence in Quebec is being delayed by red tape. Many have already had their plans greenlit, but because of bureaucracy over funding between the federal and provincial governments, their future is in question. Constance Lorrain is with Alliance MH2, which is a network of women's shelter, and she joins us today. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So what exactly is the issue here? Why aren't these shelters getting built?
Yeah, so the issues is that for three projects, we had funding, but we learned a few days ago that they were withdrawing the fundings because of delay which they agreed on beforehand, but because we had to come to meet the demands from provincial structures. Now we can no longer meet the demand of the federal. So it's one way or the other, and it's really a big maze where we are running against the clock. So for three projects, we lost the funding, which represent millions of dollars. And for three other projects, we're waiting for green light to start construction. We are ready to do so, but we can not do it until we have the answer back from federals about the money that we will have.
So you're kind of stuck between waiting for answers from the provincial and federal government on different fundings. I mean, how do you feel seeing these delays and this back and forth?
Yeah, it's really unfair because we are talking about the safety and the lives of women and children victims of conjugal violence. We know that there has been 7 feminicides in Quebec since the beginning of the year 2025. We also know that on the 19,300 demands that were done in the past year at SOS Violence Conjugale for shelters, more than half of them had to be refused. So the demand right now is exceeding the capacity. So that's an issue because that project was supposed to bring 17 new places for women and children victims of violence to go. But right now we are stuck, and we are worried to see where all of this is going, knowing also that it was a priority for the government. They decided that it was there was a list of priority for shelter in regions where the demands are exceeding the capacity. So knowing that it was a priority, that those shelters were on the list, we really are worried about what is going to happen.
You spoke a bit about the demand. I was going to ask you about that, but when a family comes to your organization looking for a place to go that's safe, and you have to tell them that there's no room, I mean, how do you have that conversation and explain exactly what's happening here?
Yeah, so it's not us at Alliance who does that, but we support members who have to do so each day. So that's really an upsetting situation. We are creative. We are always trying to find solutions to ensure that we can get those people to safety. But it's really a lot on the shoulder of the shelter, and we need support from the government, from Mr. Legault, from Mr. Kearney, to ensure that we have the capacity to meet the needs, because right now it's not the case, and we need money to do so.
So the provincial government did respond to our request for an interview, saying the housing minister wasn't available, but also said fighting violence against women is a priority. And you referenced that. I mean, what is your response when you hear that from the provincial government?
Well, we want to see accountability and leadership by the government to ensure that we have a long-term solution, because right now we are talking about case-by-case solution that we are bringing to the table. But what we would like to see is really a dedicated program for women and children victims of conjugal violence, so that the shelter we consider the specificity of building shelter that are not like a permanent housing. It's just it's transitional. So that's something that we need, because right now the program are not made for our context, which is really specific, and that's an issue that is coming on and on. We also would like to have the funding back for the three projects that was withdrawn, and of course an answer about the three projects that are postponed right now that we are waiting for to start. And we would love to see a creation of a crisis management committee for conjugal violence with all relevant ministers.
All right. Well, Constance, thank you very much for shining a light on this situation. We appreciate you taking the time today.
You're welcome.